Good evening, everyone. I'm adjusting my stand here. Yep. My tripod. I just want to go live quick here. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Saturday night. Blessed. We're all blessed today. All right, here we go. Let me lower that a little bit here. All right. All right, here we go. All right. Going live, baby. Yep. Had a good workout tonight. How's everybody doing? Nobody on board yet, but people that watch the redo when it goes on YouTube will see it. Great workout today. It's been a milestone day today, actually. I'll discuss it more when more people show up here. If they do, you know, it's Saturday night. People, there's somebody. How you doing, everybody? How you doing tonight? Had a great workout tonight. The featured exercise was the deadlift. How are you doing tonight, anyways, out there? No, my birthday is April 12th, 1968. I turned 57. I turned 57, April 12th. Yeah, I just announced, the only reason I put it on my channel and my videos is to show other people that are in their 50s that they can do this too if they want, you know, as a hobby. They can do whatever they want, you know, don't let the age get them down, you know, you just have to train a little differently. You can still be very strong in your late 50s, 60s. Yep. I got a friend, Mike Birch, who is deadlifting in the low 500s to mid 500s. He's 75 years old, you know. He can squat a lot. He can squat probably 400, if, you know, maybe a little bit less than 400, but I bet you he could do 400. The bench is out of the question anymore because Mike has had shoulder replacement surgery. But he still deadlifts. I think he did 530 the other day in his gym, 75 years old. No, I don't weigh 400 pounds, not even close. No. No, I don't weigh 400 pounds. The most I've ever weighed, before I got sober, I was on methadone. I weighed 340 pounds. Oh, no, actually 336. That's the most I've ever weighed. No, I don't weigh that much. No, I don't. I don't weigh that much. You can look me up on I've competed anywhere from 310 pounds to 330, something like that. Yeah, I would say I don't weigh myself all the time. I'll weigh myself for the competition. I'm probably in the low 300s right now. Low 300s. Yeah, that's pretty good size. Yeah, no, I don't weigh 400 pounds. I don't think I'd be alive at 57, or I might be. I got a friend actually that's 6'7", and he weighs like 420 pounds that competes. Oh yeah, okay, that's great. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna stop blocking a few people if it gets too silly here. This is a powerlifting and sober channel. If you want to joke around, you know, there's other places you can do it. But I'll just that's the great thing about this. You can just block people if you don't want to hear from them. Yeah, I'm not really liking the way this is going so far. So I'm gonna I'm actually gonna do it now. I think 666. That's getting blocked right now. Where is it? Hide. Okay, that's it. Goodbye. What's your name? I'll look you up on Open Powerlifting. No, I didn't say anything about you. The other guy came on saying 666. What is your full name? I'll look you up on Open Powerlifting. Do you have a channel? Hey, what's up, Mike and Joe's? How you doing? Okay, let me see your name. Just put your name down, and I'll look you up on Open Powerlifting. That's how I find out who's legit and who's not. I've caught a lot of people. One guy said he bench 700 pounds, and he did do it. He did have 700 pounds, but it was with multiply. He did 700 pounds on the bench back in 90, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000, but it was with the multiplied bench shirt. And there's a big difference between the multiply and the and then raw lifting. Big difference. Yeah, I just blocked that guy because he put 666 on my. What the fuck is that? I mean, what the hell's wrong with you, anyways? But anyways, I had a good training session today. Featured deadlifts. I've had a problem with the deadlift for the last month. For some reason, you know what? I've done 600 pounds. It all started about a month ago, and I hit. It started a month ago for some reason. I hit 525. I deadlifted five, no straps, no belt, like I always do. I never use straps. I never use a belt. Just 525. And what did I do? Oh yeah, I stopped at 525. So then the next week I wanted to try 535, which is usually easy for me, I've done 545 for 5, before 2 years ago. 2 years ago I was 54. I've done 585 for a double, So I wanted to, lately in my as I've been getting in my late 50s, I get slight little injuries and it pulls me back a little bit. A lot of that problem has to do with a lot of conditioning, and I'm upping the conditioning now. I'm starting to do more cardio stuff, a lot more reps, more volume on stuff. I started that because I got the warning sign there. With a 535 didn't go up. Then the next week I just wanted to do a simple 505. Oh yeah, definitely the old guy injuries, man. I had to up my volume a little bit, back down on some of the weight, doing singles all the time. Work on conditioning, man. That's what I've been trying to do. I bought this this trampoline over here. I'm starting to use that. It's a low impact cardio. So anyways, the story goes, okay, it was over a month ago. I hit I deadlifted 525, no problem. So I was going to progress 10 pounds. I'll progress 10 pounds a week. I only deadlift once a week, once every 8 days. So 535 didn't go up. So then I put 505 on just to see and I couldn't do that same workout. Very discouraging. The next week, I just put 505. I was going to see if I could do it for a double, which is pretty easy. I've done 505 for 5 easily, 5 or 6, in the past. It wouldn't move. So then I backed down to 500. That wouldn't move. Then the next week, I just tried 505 again. It didn't move. So this is into a month of this bullshit, I call it bullshit, but it's all a learning experience, A lot of it was mental, I think. So finally, I get to tonight. The next week, I tried 500, wouldn't move. This week, 505 went up very smoothly, smooth as butter. And then I did another set with 505, easy, no problem. Back to my old deadlift again, man. Okay, I will. Yep, I'll look you up. That's how I find out. I catch the. There's a lot of people that lie out there, Hugh Jones. I'll actually screenshot this. Your name. Yeah. Yeah, I screenshotted your name. Yeah, there's a lot of people that bullshit out there, What was it? I had a guy say that he did 365 of 370 at 130 pounds or whatever. Then I looked his ass up. Yeah, he did 365 with a multiply shirt, So what? Anybody could do that, with a multiply shirt. Not making fun of the equip lift. I've never got into the equip lifting. But anyways, 505 blew up easily, man, tonight. twice, you know. And the funny thing is, my squat has been going up big time. Uh, I'm probably at a single with 545 right now on the squat. The bench has been moving up. I did 370 for a triple yesterday. And 315 for 10 is going up easy, you know. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy, about the Kentucky Derby. You know, I know who, I guess, I forgot the name of the winner. I'm not really into that too much. I don't gamble at all, really. I mean, I won't say at all. I will, last time I went to the casino, I went to go see Jason Aldean, country singer. And I probably spent $40 on the slot machines. That was it, you know. I don't gamble at all on anything, you know. I got an addictive personality, so I just kind of like, I'll touch it a little bit, gambling, but that's it. I'm not really into it too much. Yeah, I have an addictive personality. That's the last thing I need, is to become a gambling addict, you know, which is, it can be worse than drug addiction, alcoholism, you know. Opinion, I have no, you know what? People made a lot of money with Bitcoin. My opinion is I don't really have one because I don't know enough about it. So right now I stay away from it until I'd have to take a class on it a little bit because I have no clue about it at all. But yeah, I'm not, you know what? I have an open mind about everything, you know? I have an open mind. That's the most important thing, I think, in life, is you got to have an open mind. What was that thing? This guy, Herbert Spencer. If you read, I read, what's that? LOL, I live in Las Vegas. Oh, yeah, I would definitely avoid it. Yeah, casinos, definitely. I like to go for a concert. That's it, man. Maybe walk around, look at the people, have to eat something. I'm not a big crowd person. I love concerts, though. I'm going to see Post Malone. And I forgot the other guy. The guy with the tattoos on his face, very becoming famous country pop singer. Geez, I never can think of the guy's name, but he's got a great voice. He's got a great personality. I'm going to see Post Malone and him at Gillette Stadium. Jelly Roll, yep, that's who I'm going to see. The last concert I went to was Hardy, country singer and rock. He does some pretty good rock and roll too. Hardy, that was a great entertaining concert. And then before that, I saw Judas Priest, which was amazing. It's one of my favorite groups of all time, Judas Priest. So those are my 3 concerts I've seen, or I will be seeing Post Malone and Jelly Roll. But yeah, I would definitely avoid all the casinos. You know, I don't need to be going in there and spending money that, if you don't have the money to spend on it, you're not going to make it. Most of the time, unless you're you hit that, you're very lucky, you're not going to beat the house, you know. It's not designed to be beat, the house. So people that go in there think they're going to make a living off it usually aren't, you know, usually. Oh yeah, definitely. I love Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Slayer's another one of my favorites, Slayer. I like Machine Head, that first album they did. That's probably the best thing they've got. Sepultura from Brazil. I play a lot of their music. I really love the drums in the, you know, that, how would you say, the Brazilian influence on the music. It's got it's a great combination, man. It's those native drums they play on there. The Brazilian drums that they play with great heavy metal. Fantastic. Some Pantera. I'm not really big on anything like Five Finger Death Punch. Not a fan, really a big fan of that. I like some new metal, you know, Limp Bizkit. I like a lot of country music. I've been to a lot of country concerts. Basically, I like country and rock and heavy metal. That's my two favorite music. I like I listen to a lot of Viking music, like Viking folk music, too. But tonight's workout was good. I've been doing front squats after deadlifts. Yeah, I would say I would probably choose metal 3 out of 5 times, 3 out of 5 times. Sometimes I'll throw something else a little different, just to mix it up. I've seen Judas Priest 3 times in my life, Iron Maiden once back in 1985. I think it was the Peace of Mind tour. No, I think it was Somewhere in Time when that album came out. Seen them once. Monsters of Rock with Metallica, Kingdom Come, Dokken, Scorpions, and Van Halen. In Maine, that was a complete disaster. I got right up to the front row for Metallica and Dokken, and then it went from 85 degrees. This is in Maine, 1989, I believe. Yeah, folk class. Yeah, I do like that. Classics, absolutely. But it went from 85 degrees, very hot, where they were shooting. They had the water hose, on the people because everybody was overheating. Then the temperature dropped to about 50 degrees. It dropped like 30 degrees, man. It started raining out. I only had a tank top on. I actually had a Judas Priest Ram It Down tank top because I went to that concert. And it started raining. I ended up heading for the car, man. I didn't get to see Scorpions or Van Halen. It was too much for me. I was soaking wet and miserable. That's my Monsters of Rock experience. My first big arena concert was Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers. I believe that was in 1984. I was a sophomore in high school. It was their comeback album where the original band members got back together. That's another one I really like is Deep Purple. I've got to play some more of their music on my videos. It's very good music. Yeah, I saw the 84. That was that's what got me hooked. No, I'm 57 years old. I turned 57 April 12th. Yep. I bench pressed 405 for the first time at 56 years old in competition several months ago. Yeah, I have the records for APA powerlift, everything but the bench. There's one guy I have all their records for American Powerlifting Association for my age group and weight. I have the squat record, the deadlift record, and all 3 lifts total record. The 405 bench doesn't even come close because there's a bench press specialist that's done 550 at my age. That's all he does is he can't even deadlift 450. Can't deadlift anything, but he's all upper body, It's very rare at my age. There are a few of them, but very rare for a full power lifter that can do good on all 3 lifts at my age. Usually they specialize in one lift, A lot of bench press specialists around. The legs seem to go first, man, when you get older. The legs, that's what I've been seeing. That's why I never trained my bench any more than my legs. I've always trained everything pretty evenly when I started. How about all you guys out there? When did you guys start training the first time? I bought a Sears and Roebuck plastic weight set coming out of medical hiatus. I am coming out of a medical hiatus. I would say my best advice would be to talk to your doctor and let him tell you when you can start doing some kind of training and start out slow. Make sure you're eating good and get enough rest. Start out slow, though. Don't do what Ronnie Coleman. You know what Ronnie Coleman did, Ronnie Coleman, everybody knows who he is, His doctor told him to take it easy for 6 months. He had major surgery. Well, the guy, I know how much of a champion he is. He came back to the gym a month later. Now he's in a wheelchair, He's in a wheelchair now because he didn't listen to his doctor, pretty much. Yeah, I know he did very heavy weights, and I did some research on him. He originally hurt himself playing football in college. I'm talking about Ronnie Coleman, Stephen. Ronnie Coleman. His doctor told him to take it easy for 6 months, and he didn't listen to him. He came back less than half of that time. Now he's in a wheelchair because of it. Yeah, he hurt his back originally playing college football. He was a college football player. He really fucked himself up in college, playing college football, and it never really healed properly. And the guy, very genetic, strong guy, you know, top genetics in the world, you know, as far as strength and overall as a bodybuilder, you know. I know he did a lot of gear and all that. All of them have done gear, tons of gear, but just an absolute mass monster, very strong. But it never healed right in college when he played college football. And then he ended up hurting himself, you know, lifting. He lifts heavy. He lifted heavy. And the doctor told him, man, you got to take it easy for 6 months after this surgery. And he didn't listen to the doctor, you know. Didn't listen to the doc. Now he's in I won't say totally in a wheelchair, but pretty much. He's got to get around with a walker. And he rides a wheelchair most of the time. Yeah, he fucked himself up big time, you know. And he says his only regret is he didn't do a third rep with the 800 pounds on the squat. But I don't believe it, you know, I really don't. I think his regret would be not listening to his doctor, because he might be okay. He might be not totally okay, but he might be walking around today, you know. God bless him, though, you know. What a competitor. No bad talk about Ronnie. You know, we all make mistakes. Some of them cost us more than others, man. That was a fatal mistake he made. That's all, you know. The only major injuries I've had lifting is I tore my hamstring a couple of times, all around my birthday, 49 years old. And I also tore my hamstring the day after, let me think here, my 56th birthday. I was in Fall River. This was about a year ago, a little bit more than April 13th. My birthday's April 12th. Competing in Fall River on a Saturday. Fall River, Massachusetts. That's near where I live. My squat record was, the squat record, I forgot what it was, like I know what it was now. The record for my age, their squat record was 5:15. So I went to Fall River, and let's see, I opened up, I think, with just like the high 400s, no problem. Then I did 520 on the squat, which broke the record by 5 pounds. Then I think I tried 525 and I didn't hit depth with it. So I broke the record already, though, on the second attempt. Then on the bench, I think I opened with 350. And then I went to, I think, 380, and I did 390. I could have done over 400 probably. But I got 390. And deadlift, I was going to open with 520. Yep, I was going to open up with 520, and I tore my hamstring about 3 inches off the ground. So that was it for that powerlifting meet. I did get to break the record in APA rules, as long as it didn't, you get a 0, you don't get any credit on Open Powerlifting, which is a site that keeps track of all. Open Powerlifting is pretty good. It keeps track of all your numbers, all the way back to 1970. Open Powerlifting. That's why I've caught a lot of people bullshitting, you know. They tell me something that they did, and I look them up on Open Power. Either I don't find them, or their numbers they're lying about their numbers. They're telling a fish story, you know, which is no advantage to. Just be humble and tell the truth on what you've really done, you know. There's no reason to bullshit. You know, how many times have you been told that I used to bench 405 in high school until I blew my shoulder out? I'd probably be rich if you got $1 for every time someone told me that. You know, I'd be rich. But yeah, now I'm starting to lose track of my thoughts. Probably time to go eat. It's 8:21. It is definitely time to go eat. But yeah, the best advice I can do, like say, is just like 1, listen to your doctor. 2, when you do come back, don't come back too hard at it, you know. Yeah, thank you, Stephen. When I came back training, I can remember I was at a gym I didn't really start training hard till I was in my late 40s. That's when I got sober. But I went to the gym and I started getting stronger, and I started doing way too much, man. And I ended up pulling some muscles pretty bad, you know. It's best just to start back. You know what? First day you're in the gym, just do 135 on the bench or whatever, 185 maybe if you can do it, and then that's it, you know. On the squat, just put a couple of plates on each side, one plate on each side, all you need to do, man. Do 3 sets of that. Yeah, when you're first coming back, I'm talking about, like, if you haven't trained in a long time, you know, rep out 135, maybe put 155. This is just for me if I hadn't trained in like a couple of years or whatever, or several months. 135, 155, throw on quarters, maybe do that for one single rep just for the hell of it, you know. And that would be it. Then the squat, 135, man. Do 3 sets of that, you know, 3 sets of 8 to 10 with that. Even 5 if you can't do 8. Squatting is not an easy thing, man. Not everybody can do it right, you know. Last November 4th. Yeah, go back slow then. Yeah, like that's my advice though. Do a bench session first, you know, upper body. Just do like 3 sets of flat bench. Very light, 135 even. Just stick with 135. Maybe some dumbbell presses, a couple of sets of that. That's all you really need to do. You're gonna be sore, no matter even with that. You're gonna be sore, especially since November 4th. First time. And then squat, like if you do legs the next day, or maybe take a day off, because if you haven't done any bench since November 4th, that's going to be sore as hell right here, even 135. Yeah, you know, go up to 135 on the squat. Do 3 sets of that. Try to get 10. That's all you really need to do. Maybe do some leg extension. You're going to be sore as hell with just 3 sets of 135 with squats. Your body's not used to it, you know. You're going to get what they call the DOMS, delayed onset of muscle soreness. You're going to definitely experience it, even with 135. Just do the bar at first. Do a couple of sets with the bar. I always start off with just doing body squats anyways, then the bar. You have to be humble. That is exactly right. And then like on a third day, maybe take a day off after that. Come in the gym. You know what? You can also, if you want, you can do a bench squat and then a little bit of, if you do that, if you do a full body, that's what I used to do when I'd come back. Sometimes I do a full body and take a day or 2 off and then go back, do another full body. Then after the first week, on week number 2, then I'd prioritize, do more You can do that, you know what I mean? 3 sets of bench, 3 sets of squats. Couple of sets of deadlifts, very light, very light. Don't even go past 135 on all 3 of them, you know. Maybe 2, maybe on the deadlift, put 2 plates on each side, you know. Maybe a couple of what they call sets of curls, you know. Do a full body, maybe some push downs. Very simple. Do that for a week, 3 days in 1 week, and then you might even do 2 weeks of that if you want, you know, the full body. And then if you want, you know, I like to break up my workouts. Then you can start breaking it down a little bit in week number 3, you know. You can break it down, you know. Then the week number 3, if you don't want to do it that way, you can also do it like I said, you know, the other way. Yeah, they'll come right back though. The muscle memory, it'll come back. You'll start seeing a difference in week number 3 or 4. I just started the cardio yesterday, so it's holding up just fine. Just started it yesterday. I only put the 1 video up. I'm not going to put a bunch of cardio videos up. I'll put another video up when I'm really getting good at it, you know. But I got my trampoline over here. It's put up for now, you know. It's in my gym. It was in my house, in my storage. I have a storage room in my house, so I broke that out. Yeah, it's not easy. Nothing, you know what? If this was all easy to do, everybody would do it, you know? Everybody would be doing it. Not everybody can handle it. Not everybody wants to do it, you know? Not everybody has the time that they want to put into this, you know? I make the time for it, You know, I like my own little gym here. My powerlifting and working out, it helps keep me sober and sane. I don't have to be on. I know people that are on all kinds of antidepressants. You know, nothing against that, but I don't need any of that because I got this. This is my medicine. This is my medicine. This helps keep me sober. What time is it? 8:26. That's okay. It's all right. It seems like your lady is very supportive. Oh yeah, she is the most supportive, wonderful lady. I am so blessed. She's absolutely been perfect. You know, if there's anybody that was made, she's my soulmate. I can just put it that way. Put it that way. She's my soulmate. She goes to all my competitions, most of them. She missed one of them, and I'm glad she did because she got COVID that day. And I was sick. I ended up getting COVID 2 days after it. So she wasn't feeling right. There was only one out of several of them I've been since we've been together over 2 years. She didn't go, and it wasn't very far away. It was an hour away or whatever. And actually, that one I did a 403 bench. It was a push-pull deadlift bench. 403 bench, 403.6 or something like that. It was kilogram plates, and I believe a 575 deadlift. But yeah, very supportive of me. Cooks the greatest food, man. The best. I'm very grateful for her, man. Very great. She's a nurse too. She's a nurse, so she likes to. She's a good care. She takes care of me, you know. And I moved in here, and I've done my share. I remodeled a lot of the basement. She used to hire people to do that, and they would fuck off down there, you know, not get much done. I'm an experienced painter, drywall. I've become a pretty good trim carpenter. Not the best, but I've become pretty good at it, trim carpentry. Because I bought all the tools you need. I bought a miter saw. I've got a jigsaw I bought. I bought all kinds of tools, man. I bought a power washer. That's over here, the bag. So yeah, I love to build things, man, and I love to remodel shit, make things beautiful. Right now I'm gonna put a ceiling up. Oh, I also bought a drywall lift. It lifts the drywall up so you can do a ceiling without having to hold it there. I bought one of those. We did. She paid for some of it, a lot of this stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna head in and get something to eat right now. It's been great tonight. God bless you. I had a great training session tonight. I finally broke through again on the deadlift. Yeah, that was pissing me off. But everybody have a blessed night. God bless you.